Man, what a view. Hey guys, Stitches here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Pokemon Legends Arceus. Last time, we started the video by doing some grinding, specifically to fill out the Pokedex entries for some of our team members. Specifically, we did so for Luxray, for Millie the Luxray, Maya the Porygon, and Mortimer the Magmar. We also evolved Mortimer into a Magmortar after obtaining a Magmarizer. And I can't throw Mortimer out right now because he unfortunately fainted. We also unlocked a new ride Pokemon in the form of Braviary, allowing us to glide through the skies. And this time, we are actually not going to go get the special ice thing that I don't remember the name of. Or the Eternal Ice. We are not going to be getting that right now. And the main reason why we're not doing that is now that we have Braviary, we have access to a lot of stuff we could previously not do. And honestly, I think that, you know, now that we have so much mobility options, a little unwieldy there. Now that we have so many mobility options, oh, we can just come up here with Weird Ear. All right. But first off, there is actually this Braviary here. It keeps flying in a set pattern. I want to see if I can capture it. Yeah, so you can actually capture, like, your own versions of these Pokemon. So you can come up here and actually catch a Braviary. Why is this ordered chronologically and not numerically? I typically prefer to have my Pokedex ordered numerically anyway. Bravebird and Esperwing. I think this thing is flying in Psychic now. Yeah. Normally it's a flying normal type. I know, the most interesting type in the game. But anyways, with Braviary available though, we can actually like make very good work of like getting to places a lot faster than we previously could. But yeah, Braviary kind of becomes the all mode transport. This is very funny because this area is like the easiest area to spot from most areas here. There's the Pearl Clan area, so we're actually gonna fly over this way. I feel like you don't descend like too slow, but you do noticeably descend. First things first, we're actually going to be transferring some stuff here. Mostly shards and stardust. We can actually craft like 12 of those shards and make quite a bit of money off that. Here we have that protector for our we have our Pokemon here. I remember like this game was so weird when it came out because like they released Gen 4 remakes as well, which are notably like most people don't like them because they literally are just, what if we put Gen 4 on the Switch and it runs in 3D in Unity? It's pretty much just a Unity 3D port of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And like they do make some quality of life changes, like they do increase the Pokédex to I think it uses Platinum's Pokédex, but the events are still Diamond and Pearl, and sadly there's no Platinum remake. But yeah, here we have 15 Pokemon. Let's report our findings. Pretty good. Only 8,000 though. Why did Pikachu's Dex entry get updated? I was like, is that enough to get us to the 7th star? But now we're going to return to the village for a little while. Been a while since I saw this. I forgot you can quick travel in here. Well, our harvest is done here. So this here is the mint harvest. So this lets you change the nature of a Pokemon with each mint. There's kind of a whole like a whole array of stuff that natures can do. Natures all boost and lower a stat with the exception of the HP stat. And there are 5 neutral natures which raise and lower the exact same stat. This one's really expensive too for only 3. They get 3 out of having 4 fields there. I don't really know if I've been checking the natures of each Pokemon. This one's serious. Quirky, sassy, hasty, impish, and quiet. There's a new request here. Oh, there it is. Jinko Guild. Ah, if it isn't one of our beloved customers, might I trouble you with some survey work? In my family, we've always passed down tales of some ancestor that lived in a village around the avalanche slopes, but I've never been able to find any such hints of settlement ever existing. I'm beginning to doubt the tales are true, but everyone wants to know about where they come from, don't they? So help me out. See if you can find any evidence people ever lived around the avalanche slopes. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is, now that we have Braviary, we can actually get most of the I think we can get most of the odd keystones, which we have just under half of them. So really quick, I'm actually going to pull up a list guide really quick from IGN. As much as I don't like IGN because I think they get a bunch of fucking people who don't know how to play video games. Alright, so I used a guide in the stamp system. By the way, you can have a maximum of 20 stamps on the map that don't include your waypoint stamp. And this is for all stamps. So I did go ahead and mark off all of the ones for the Obsidian Field lands. And then once we get all those, we'll move on to the next area, and then the next area. And I'll just be getting all the ones that I can get. I'll be super cutting again, so that way it doesn't take up too long. You will see the overall general area of where things are, though. But there are some other things I want to do before we go ahead and head out. First off, I want to craft as many of the shards, as many of the things as we can. So we can craft 4 and combine with the 1 I already have. That gives us a total of 5. Oh, he's got more goods to sell. You have more wares than you could shake a stick at now. So they sell a lot of stuff, including max potions and full restores, which are entirely unnecessary. You can buy hyper potions. But the thing that we are trying to sell is all of these, which will give us 25,000 Poké Dollars. This looked like a melon for a second. But man, is this bustling. Eat my shins. I took my dog for a walk today, and when we got back, she was so tired she flopped on the floor. I really tuckered her out because I haven't been walking her too much this week. Mainly because I've been trying to work on videos. But don't worry. Oh, you're not who I talked to. I talked to Ingo for this, don't I? Alright, no new battles, I guess. I want to see what Magmortar can learn. You can learn Thunder Punch. I kind of thought you'd be able to. You can also learn Mystical Fire. Is that any better than Flamethrower? Also learn a Thunderbolt. I mean, I'm like, these are solid options. Like, Iron Tail's actually a pretty good move. It's just low accuracy. You're like, actually, was there like a check summary button there? Oh my god, there was. So you're much more of a special attacker, but your physical attack, like, isn't the worst. So, Thunderbolt would be one. You can also learn Hyper Beam. Does Hyper Beam not cause a turn of recoil this turn? Or like a turn of rest? You can also learn Psychic. Alright, Maya, what can you learn? Probably nothing really helpful. I don't even really know what Maya is up to even. Maya's actually a special attacker more so than a physical attacker. That's interesting. Millie could learn Fire Fang and Ice Fang, which would give it... Ice Fang would help with certain things. There's Charge Beam. But it can also learn Play Rough. That's interesting. Thunderbolt, which is kind of useless. But can also learn Iron Tail to help with rock types as well. The Elemental Fangs are actually only 500 apiece. But it's because they're also not super good in this game. The Elemental Fangs are weaker than the Elemental Punches. I don't know, I mean, Play Rough is a move I could learn. What does Scallop have going for him? Learn things like Poison Jab, X Scissor. Why did I give you Icy Wind again? I don't remember. Mega Horn. Mega Horn is kind of like the Thunder or Fire Blast equivalent of X Scissor, where it's basically a more powerful variant of the move with a slight difference in the... It's pretty much a more powerful move, but it has lower accuracy, so it misses a lot. You can also learn False Swipe, which helps with catching Pokemon. We do have like an end game level team, honestly. Yeah, I remember Cherim had like very bad ones. You get some interesting ones like Mega Horn and High Horsepower is an interesting combo. High Horsepower actually helps because it helps deal with the rock type, which fire types struggle with. And then Taya, I remember learning the elemental punches. As well as Drain Punch and a bunch of like other random shit. Oh well, there's not really much I want to change with the team right now. I think Magmortar does require quite a bit, but I do have a move slot I do want to play with a little bit. So, you know, I think having Thunderbolt or Psychic as options help, and I think Thunderbolt is better here. Mainly because Thunderbolt helps with the water type. And we can buy these, they're really expensive. Anyways, let's head to the Obsidian Fieldlands. So I have my map marked up roughly where we need to go for each one. And yeah, I'm pretty much only going to be cutting back once we are I'm going to be unpausing the recording once we have like a visual on them. So yeah, I will be back. All right, it seems I got a lot of these because I had to go to quite a bit of locations. to get some. So here's one here. It's up at the top of this hill. The next ones are like around here. So there's one here as well. There's also one over here, which I think I have gotten already. Because I remember I think getting one over here a while ago. Alright. Anyways, continuing on. There's one around here. There's one down here. There's one just down the path from Grand Tree Arena. If you keep going to the cliffs, you will find one. Not too far from there in the Heartwood on this cliff that overlooks a beach. There's one. There's also space-time distortion. That I think is active. There also does appear to be a lost satchel here, so if I like... There it is. Another one not too far from there. Over on this cliff. It says there are 6 more, but I only have 1 more marked, so that means I definitely missed some. Then this one I believe I already got, because this one was down by the... where this alpha Lopunny spawns. Alright, now the question is just which ones did I miss? I'll be flying around in a loop, I guess. Just seeing if I missed any. thought I'd change it to nighttime. I don't know if any of them are timing exclusive off the top of my head. But here is one by the lake. By Lake Verity. Another one here. It's pretty close to Fieldlands Camp. Not a not a what am I trying to say? Not a wisp, but there is an unknown up here. What unknown is that? Is that G? I don't know. I'm so tired. I think after this one, I'm gonna like put the game down for a bit because I did record this one like directly after the last one. I think I'm gonna put the game down for the night and then I'll come back to record some point tomorrow. This one is outside the eastern wall of Lake Verity. This one's a real pain because it doesn't like to load in. There's one over here, just above Windswept Run. This one hides a little bit, but it's along the deer track path down here. That leaves us with one more. Which it says is over here. There it is. That's the last one for here. And that is all the wisps here in... Was this the Obsidian Fieldlands? By the way, I found out you can actually catch Chansey and Blissey as early as the first area in the game. That's honestly kind of insane. So anyways, now we're going to return to Jubilife and head to the Crimson Mirelands. This will give us access to all the Crimson Mirelands ones. Which I feel like I actually got a fair amount of these because I remembered this area being rather flat, so who knows? But I'm actually gonna go to bed, but I will. To you guys, it'll seem like I just started continuing this video. So yeah. Alright, it's been about 2 days since I last recorded the first part of this video, so I do remember what I was doing, and I did pull back up the guide and everything. So this time I'm not really going to be using as much of a marker system. Last time I used the marker system and it really didn't help me that much, so yeah. But anyways, first things first is come up here. Get further up. That is a cool Raichu. There's one over here. So like up here by Cloudpool Ridge. So we only have 8 left in this area, so excluding that one, so we only had like a total of 9 to find. There's another one up here if we come further down this ridge. What Pokemon did we fight here? Was this Lilligant? And all I could see for a minute was like the eyes of that Licky Licky. But yeah, so I don't see any immediately, so I am going to come back when I have some, when I have a visual on one. There's one right here at the very edge of the map along the river. There is one right here in Droning Meadow. If I take this down, it's right here. I also found that if you're flying around on Braviary, I do want to warn you, sometimes the wisps unfortunately suffer it from a pop-in problem of not spawning until you're a certain distance from them on the ground. So I have been experiencing that as an issue. Just to be clear. Really quick, I'm gonna check over here because it says there might be one around here, even though I think I did get this one. Here it is. Right here on the map. So there's another one. It was just very close to the last one, so I am really bother pausing. Didn't realize this, but you can find a lot of Goomy over here. I previously thought it was much rarer, so I thought I would point that out. But it does say that around here should be one, so if I don't see one, I collected it already. Which I do remember being here in this area when we were playing the thing. There's a Torterra here. Casual Torterra. But yeah, it's looking like I already got the ones that were in this part of the map. So I guess we'll run down here and see. Here it is. Here's this one. There are only 3 more left. It says this one's pretty much just north of us. How much time is left on this space-time thingy? Oh, it looks like it's just about to disappear, so... good, I guess. There it is. It rains as we mourn the loss of the space-time distortion I didn't decide to go in. I don't know if that one could have given us a starter. The starters are very annoying to get because you can only get them through space-time distortions, or I think very late in the game Laventon will give you, I think, the other two starters. Next ones are up here over by the camps, so excuse me. A weird hiccup burp thing there. Walking on the buttons. On and on and on and on. Looks like I got this one too. I do have to say, one thing I don't really like is if you get near the walls, they like fog up everything. Like if you get near the edges of the map, that like fogs up. And like, I would say these maps are like pretty decently big. So, like, you're not... it's not like a super big thing, but it's like, when doing this, where you have to go all over the map. You know? But I've got 3 left, so we're pretty much just gonna be, like... finding... things. Is there any, like, in the ruins that I should know about? Nope, none in here. Oh well, guess I'm pausing again. Although I guess we're gonna be there in a minute, so... I guess I just gotta go in a minute. Still haven't seen much. Oh well, I guess I will go ahead and pause until I'm back. Here on the edge of the river near Boulder Roll Slope. There's one here that you gotta kind of finagle with a mount to get up to. Excuse you. Alright, there's one over here, which is over in this area by Gapejaw Bog. Only one wisp remains in the area now. Alright, and I finally found the fucking last one. It's right here. Oh, you don't see it? Yeah, that's what I mean by that poppin' being very bad. God damn. Oh, well, that is all the wisps in the Crimson Mirelands. I did get the glorious opportunity to fight the, Alpha Sliggoo again. I was like, great. Thanks. Really, I chose to, though, because I saw the thing wasn't there, so I just went with Mortimer's Fire Blast. Oh, my number defeated just went up by 1. That's cool. But with that, we will continue on to the next of our 3 areas to go to, being Cobalt Coastlands. So we'll see about this one. This one actually doesn't seem so bad either, based on how they're spaced out on this map I'm looking at, so... the first things first is there's actually a few that are, like, right here. Which I think I would have already gotten. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure I got those ones anyway. There should be one over here. Togepi up there. In the Crimson Mirelands, I actually did just see a Togepi flying around. Alright, it's not really looking like this one is here, so I'm going to assume I got that one. This one I feel like I would have gotten as well. Yep. So let's go over down to here because I know I'm pretty sure I didn't get this one either. Oh well, I guess I did get that one. Comes to find out, I got all of the wisps in this area already. I doubt I did that, but... Ah, yes, here's one. Right here on Tombolo Walk. Chansey over there. A lot of spawns for Chansey in this game. There's one at the end of not this finger, but this one over here. Or at least there should be. I'm pretty sure I got this one though. There's one here on this island, just past the words Sans Reach. I thought that was weird Pokemon. There it is. I've also been hunting them at night occasionally when I can't find them. Just to see if that helps. Next up is number 9. Says 10 is right around here, I believe. Here's where the areas get a little less obvious. Here it is. So 11 is over here, either around Seaside Hollow. We'll check in here real quick. Oh, is this like a whole ass like dungeon I can enter? Oh, this is like a proper area. Oh, I see. This is where a legendary Pokemon spawns, isn't it? It's pretty much what that area means. Oh, well, it wasn't actually in the Seaside Hollow, but it was just near it. I wonder if anybody's, like, gotten annoyed yet that I've been, like, stating a fact and then later forget said thing I said. Here's one here. This one, I think, is 12. Just in case, I'm gonna check the more in-depth one really quick. God, I love IGN's ad-infested sites. Oh, it's because Wisp 11 is actually, like, kind of up. It's, like, up here. There it is. Wisp 13 is on this little patch over here. Wisp 14 is over here by the spring path. It actually looks like we have some parts of the area I haven't actually managed to explore properly now that I look at it, so there you are. So this one is Wisp 14. Wisp 15 seems to be over there. But first off, I'm gonna take a detour over here. Just get this marked on the map. Wisp 16 is somewhere over there. This one's pretty easy because there's a lot of airspace here, so I also feel like there's just not as much area for it to be at. Wisp 16. On that island. This one's also a lot easier to find because it'll be like wisps can't be in the water, like they can only be on land masses. So a lot of them like are just in the shape of the land, like on the edges of the land. Anyway, here's number 17. Ooh, we have 3 numbers left. 18, 19, and 20. Guess which one I have and don't have. I honestly probably have number 20. But so next up is number 18. The ones I did have were like the early area ones where I was like, I have that one already. Oops, I have that one already. All right, 18. So it's 19 and 20 that I have left. And 19's kind of hard to see, but there is an island up here in the very corner of the map. Oh, and it looks like it was 19 was the one I had. Which means that number 20 is the one I need to get. I think that's how this works. This area is a little obnoxious because you can't just fly around the area. Because there are invisible walls directly above the lava. Let me find area 20 real quick. Very helpful. There's not really a guide here. Oh, it says right here. Oh wait, so oh great, I don't know where the one I'm missing is. All right, well we collected like, it would have had to have been in like the first 8, I feel. Because, like, all of the ones after that was collecting them. Bam, bam, bam. There is also apparently a side quest here that we can pick up after we get this last one. So I guess I'll be back once I get this one. It was over here at the fucking number 5 spot. I couldn't see it. But here it is. So it's right here, like on this little thing by Bather's Lagoon and Apom Hill. We have a total of 85 wisps now. We do get a very special reward for doing this. A somewhat living reward. But we'll get to that when we get to it, I suppose. Oh, it's the balloon game, isn't it? Alright, I guess we're doing the balloon. I'm doing actually pretty good. I don't think I've missed one yet. Almost didn't get that one. Or that one. I got a lot of them, geez. I don't know what happens if you get them all. Hardy grains. We did beat the quest, so we got a nugget and ultra ball. I don't actually know what happens if I get all those. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Okay, so Sarah B says that by completing the quest, you get the 1 nugget, 10 ultra balls that we got, but getting your first perfect on it will guarantee that you get a seed of mastery and 2 nuggets. But getting the bracket of 17 to 23 will give you either 10 Pokeballs, 3 Great Balls, 2 Hardy Grains, 2 Plump Beans, or 1 Raspberry. 24 to 32 balloons gives you either 5 Great Balls, 3 Laden Balls, 3 Hardy Grains, 3 Plump Beans, or 1 Stardust. 33 to 39 gives you 5 Laden Balls, either 5 Laden Balls, 3 Wing Balls, 4 Hardy Grains, 4 Plump Beans, or 2 Stardust. And 40 gives you either 3 Ultra Balls, 3 Wing Balls, 5 Hardy Grains, 5 Plump Beans, or 3 Stardust. So, if you want to get the 1 perfect reward so you can get Seeds of Mastery if you want to master moves, go ahead and be my guest. I know some people kind of skip on those Seeds of Mastery prizes, really, because I mean, they're really just there if you really like the move mastery thing. So, you know. Anyways, next up we're going to the Coronet Highlands for our next excursion. Now this one looks like it's going to be a little more convoluted. But first things first, I actually want to take a detour to see, because we can go to Moonview Arena, but there was up here the stone portal, which we previously couldn't get to. So if I were to put this here, I wonder what would happen. It does prevent us from going any farther. So close, but so far. Look at these goobers running around. Look at that goober. God, he'd be so cool to have and catch on. No, that wasn't what I wanted, damn it. Alright, I guess we're doing this. Oh god, there's multiple. We're getting out of this. My goal was not to do that. My goal was to stun it and then get behind it and hit it with a laden ball. I don't think I actually got it. There we go. Ow, I'm on fire. Why are you using fire moves? You're an electric guy. Oh, well, I don't think I actually have anything left. Smoke bomb. Anyways. Our first one is down here, I guess. They go kind of all over the place for this one, so I don't really know. I also don't remember how many of these I really ended up getting. But Coronet Highlands is a much bigger area. So I'll probably go back to cutting it up a little bit again. But, yeah. So let's see. It says located on the mountains, ridge of the mountains, south of Celestica Trail. Yeah, so it looks like it would be right about here, but I already have it. Anyways, it says here that, what am I trying to say? It says roughly around here somewhere. This one is located at a gravestone, which I pretty distinctly remember getting this one. This one is actually located up here by Moonview Arena. There it is. There's a wood there. God, I still remember this thumbnail because the thumbnail is just like, is that the almighty sun? Because it's just a fucking yellow orb there. What? So this one would be here roughly. I have a status condition, so I can't get on the mount. Alright, wisp number 5 is located down here, it seems. One thing about how this guide is formatted on IGN, by the way, that's like listing all these off, is that it's like formatted so it shows the image of where it's supposed to be at first, and then decides to show it the map location, which to me seems backwards. I don't know if this makes sense to anyone else, but it would be right here. Wisp number 6. It's up here between the two waterfalls. This one is located here, southwest of an area called Primeval Grotto, which I actually don't have unlocked, or listed on the map rather. So we have to go through that area just because I guess I never went through it, but then again, I was pretty ready to get to the Alabaster Icelands, so That temple up there. There's just something strange about it. We'll go there eventually, but for right now, it seems like we're not allowed to go up there, so that might be an endgame area. Right, here. Anyway, here's where this one is. Next one is located just north of Sonorous Path. More like right there. But the map also doesn't have these like spaced super well. I don't know if it's just because of the way they found them or... Anyway, this one would be on top of this one here, but I've already gotten it. Wisp number 9 is actually located in Wayward Cave. If you remember when we visited Wayward Cave the first time, it was kind of hard to get through because of Melly's meddling. There's also an unknown in here while we're at it. Why are you being difficult? I'm not tripping, right? Like, there. Oh, there's a Gibble in here. Do I have Gibble? Unobtained. I have 23 Gibble, so I don't think I'll be able to get it. Ooh. That was just brilliant. That was so powerful. That one was heavy too. That's interesting. I remember there was that area we couldn't previously access as well. So is this maybe the area it was referring to? There's that stupid robot in there. Oh, here it is. Now, the trick I've been finding with alpha Pokemon is to kind of get them to face you. And then, if you can get them on the end lag of an attack, if you get the timing right as well, you can also... God damn it, he's so fast he turns around. Or she, rather. There we go. The trick is to do that so you can catch them unaware. Oh god, 3 moves. Mainly because catching them unaware will allow you to just hit them with a lot of moves. Especially because sometimes when you catch them unaware, it'll skip all of their moves. Sometimes. So you're also guaranteed to go first, which helps. Hey, Scallop leveled up. Anyways, back to our main side quest. As cool as Wayward Cave is, we need to get the fuck out of here. Kind of something I also want to say is for future Pokemon playthroughs, I do not really plan to utilize the same party members between playthroughs. What this means is that, like, since I were to... There are exceptions, of course, like if there's a notable form change. But I don't really intend to utilize, like, any of these Pokemon probably again in a different playthrough. even if I like a lot of these Pokemon, you know, there are options in those other playthroughs. I also almost never swap out my starter for any reason ever. There are some cases where you might want to do that, but personally, I don't. Anyways, our next one is over by Clamorclaw Cliffs. Really quick as well. While I'm at it, we'll rest for just a little bit. Anyway, here is number 10. So there are 7 more left. Next one is south of here. Sorry, I have to look at this map closer because but I'm also gonna fly just over here real quick. Just to get this area registered on my map. So I guess since I have time to talk, I keep supercutting like I don't have time to talk about things. I was more so doing it the other day because it was like I had already recorded 2 other Legends videos. Up. We'll be back for that one. I'm doing this in order so that way I don't get it, but I accidentally found one that I wasn't looking for. But we need to talk about the game that came before this, not Generation 4 this time, but oh, is this not a destroyable rock? I guess there just wasn't one here, was there? It says with a tree, though. This doesn't have a tree. That one has a tree. Is it? No, that don't look to be it. That looks like it could be it. Looks like I already got this one. Okay, yeah. Okay, this next one I think is the one that we just passed up, which was the one we were talking about. But before this was the Generation 8 Pokemon games, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pokemon Sword and Shield, I think, were the first Pokemon games that were like mainline that I had the pleasure of buying new. Or like getting them while they were new, meaning that I experienced them during their lifetime. This game I did not get until... I was very late to the party on this game. By the way, this one was wisp 12. This next one, we need to go to the Ancient Quarry. But before this was Generation 8, which was a pretty mixed Pokemon generation. I actually never played the DLC for that game. But just so you know, that was the first generation of games that actually decided that it was incorporating the DLC system into it. This game didn't get any proper paid DLC, but Scarlet and Violet did get paid DLC, which I did participate in. Here it is. But Generation 8, I thought was a pretty okay generation by default. It does feel like the post game of it was pretty lackluster, but Gen 8 had a lot of its own hype to it. A big thing was that Gen 8 actually was the first time they had composer Toby Fox show up as a composer for a mainline Pokemon game. Toby Fox, if you don't know, is the creator of Undertale and Deltarune, and also did some of the music for Homestuck and is currently a voice actor on the new Homestuck reboot show. I think he voices the main character. But it was kind of a big deal because he was like an indie game dev working on a major Nintendo IP. This next one here is by Boulder Roll Ravine. So it was like a pretty hyped thing. Especially because like Toby kind of made that song as like an homage to Pokemon, which was he made the Battle Tower theme, and then in Gen 9, Toby would come back and actually compose one of the main themes of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, being the school theme in that game. Since that game has you take the role of an academy student, and honestly, it's got a setting not too dissimilar from the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, which had Ash attending the school and went for a more slice of life school centric anime focus. Mainly because the Pokemon anime got kind of a lot of criticism after Gen 6. Or after Generation 6, because it was like, he just kept doing the same thing. It was like, I'm gonna go fuck off to another region now and collect all the gym badges, and then we're gonna fight the Pokemon League. Though Generation 7 wasn't just a total fuck off, because Ash actually managed to win that one. But Generation 8, back to that, Generation 8 was like pretty interesting to me because of the fact that it was the first time an open world experience was kind of explored with Pokemon. Generation 8 is not open world, but at all. Generation 9 is. But Generation 8 introduced sort of an open zone area. Called the Wild Area, which was kind of just like one big area you could run around. And you could find all sorts of Pokemon and like varying levels too, and then it would like scale as you got more badges and everything. And it was real cool. The Wild Area. I really like the Wild Area. Some people don't. Some people think it's lame. It did incorporate a new rule though, which was in that in Generation 8. There were actually restrictions on Pokemon you could catch in the Wild Area. So like pretty early on you'd encounter like a very powerful Onix, which was kind of supposed to be like the, oh, you know, big Pokemon there. Maybe I should go fight it. Which I think is funny because it kind of was just like, oh, look at Onix, he's back. So, you know. Anyway, that's over there in the corners where Wisp 14 would have been. But Generation 8 also introduced the Dynamax and Gigantamax thing, which kind of aimed to take Mega Evolution and Z moves and kind of find a middle ground between the two. Since Mega Evolution was considered pretty fair for the most part, even if a lot of the Pokemon were broken, Mega Evolution could only be used like once per game. Z moves felt very weird because Z moves are pretty much just want to OHKO your opponent. Someone says it's just located at the mountain ridge west of Wayward Wood, so Oh wait, is it more in there actually? Like more over that way? I don't know, a lot of these screenshots are like so close, it's annoying. It's saying it would be like right here, I think, because this little iron outcrop is here too. And then like I can kind of see, yeah. This one says it's atop the trees in the fabled spring area. Like right here. But Sword and Shield was also a game that I shared heavily with a friend of mine. And this friend I unfortunately don't talk to anymore. I did have plans to work on them with this game I've been more sort of drafting for a while, like this video game I want to make one day. But unfortunately, I kind of just took a coding class with them, and like we never really talked. Like, it's not like we hate each other or anything, but we just don't really talk or anything, and it's kind of, you know, it's kind of sad. Our relationship didn't really participate, or not participate, pursue after high school, persevere after high school. All right, next up is number 17, which says located at this large lake. There are 4 remaining wisps in this area. Oh no, this was number 17, which does mean I've in fact missed one, so I will have to kind of go back. Assuming I don't already have one. This next one says it's on a mountain ridge, like right over here. Ow. Here it is. 3 left. But Generation 8 had DLC for it that I heard was like some pretty good, and a lot of people consider Generation 8's DLC to be some of the best Pokemon content, some of the best content from mainline Pokemon possible. And like that's kind of like why I don't get why there are some people who generally like hate Sword and Shield. It's like I generally just don't get the concept that, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Generation 8 is a symbol of greed. No, a symbol of greed, in my opinion, was Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. That game was made to appeal to such a casual market of like, hey, it's a remake of the original Kanto Journey, but now with Pokemon Go controls, so you can have your fucking, I don't know, whoever play. I mean, like, the multiplayer wasn't bad. It's just that, like, it really, for a lot of people, it, like, wasn't really a Pokemon game. And, like, a lot of it was just capturing Pokemon. Which, in it of itself, is not a bad thing. But, you know, some people like wanted a traditional game, and I also think it didn't, like, one of the issues was like it was largely the raw Kanto experience. There was only the original 150 Pokemon. Like, you couldn't, there's only the original 151 plus like 2 new Pokemon added into it, being Meltan and Melmetal, which Meltan and Melmetal were largely Pokemon Go exclusive Pokemon. Here's one. Alright, so I have 2 left. But I liked Gen 8 quite a bit, especially because Gen 8 made it very easy to get into competitive Pokemon for that generation. You didn't have to worry about having a specific event Pokemon from like 2 games ago or anything like that. To get into competitive Gen 8 Pokemon, realistically, all you had to do was raise up new Pokemon. Because for a large part of it, there were no, you know, transferring ups from previous games. I mean, there was eventually, but like still, Generation 8 also sought to get rid of a large portion of Pokemon from the competitive scene. And while there were things that I think were said about it that were just straight up lies, because they initially said that they just couldn't fit all of the Pokemon in a Pokemon game anymore. Realistically, what they meant was we just don't want to feature every Pokemon in a mainline Pokemon game going forward. Which I'm fine with it if not every mainline Pokemon game features every Pokemon. And to solve this, they recently announced a new game called Pokemon Champions, which sounds like it's going to pretty much be featuring National Dex battle formats. It also sounds like this means that it's the beginning of Pokemon games themselves will no longer be utilized for competitive play, which I think means you don't actually need to own the newest Pokemon games anymore in order to play competitive Pokemon. So, you know, if that's what you're worried about, if that's something that was keeping you from entry, you know, go for it. Anyways, I'm gonna find these remaining 2 wisps real quick and then get back to you now that I'm done with my Gen 8 rant. Something interesting about Primeval Grotto is in here there is this thing where it says you can feel a mysterious power from the ore, almost like the very pulse of the land itself. Pretty interesting. Furthermore, though, if you come in here, you can actually see fossilized remains of actual Pokemon. It doesn't look like these fossils actually do anything as of right now. But it is kind of interesting that you can see the fossils of Bastiodon and Cranidos here. Or of Bastiodon and Ariados here. So I think that's just a neat little thing. Anyways, this area does seem like it will be important later, so we should come back to it later. It's just pretty weird that they say the pulse of the land. It's kind of weird. Alright, so I figured this out. It's actually right on top of this little cave area here. So I do only have 1 remaining, and I will figure that out. So yeah, be back again. Alright, I did find this one here. That was the first one on the list. So this one is like... I'm gonna turn my volume back down. I was jamming out some music. You can see the bridge from here, but it's right here. Like above Ancient Quarium, between... like directly below the Celestica Trail. Letter C, you can find it. Minkly tinkly tink. How many does that put us at? 97. Wow, we really already found 10 in the Alabaster Icelands, didn't we? But we're getting there, and then we're getting close to the prize of this video. We did update some Pokemon Pokedex entries. We updated Gibble's Pokedex entry. We saw you use the move Twister. Number of Crobats defeated went up to 1, so that's nice, I guess. And we did actually complete Rhydon's Pokedex entry. So we're getting close to that 7th star. But let's return to the village just one more time. And this time we head, of course, to the Alabaster Icelands to look for the 10 remaining spirits. So now the 3 wardens are going to be looking at us like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? But really quick, I do have to get the Alabaster Icelands thingy up. So Alabaster Icelands is kind of not super problematic to get around. But if we look over here, there's already one up here for us to get. Luckily, the ones here are in a much better order. I'm on a master quest. I was listening to the Master Quest theme song because I remembered it. This is in the middle of this platform, unless I already got this one. I think the main thing that will trouble you with this is just the fact that, well, the entire map is basically white. Also, I'm very glad for that Bidoof outbreak. I know it increases shiny odds, but I don't really know why you'd want a shiny Bidoof in the first place, unless it was like your favorite little goober. Oh, there's an icy little cave over there. These appear to depict several Pokemon important to the region. How illuminating. There's also a Crobat up there. What's Bro doing? Bro's just going for a walk. That Machoke over there. Sorry about that. Whoa! That, like, sent me straight down. I thought I'd be able to, like, at least slide down the wall. Oh, I just got this one. I just got distracted. My bad. Where's number 4? Number 4 is over here. By Ice Peak Arena. It's kind of interesting that they constructed arenas for all of these, yet they don't support the fighting of Pokemon. Kind of weird. Okay, to be fair as well. Oh, there's one there, but we're gonna wait to get it until the list. The main reason I'm following the list is just so that way we don't get lost. Here, this one is. I'll provide a link to the guide I've been using in the description, by the way. So if you do want to, like, check out what guide I was using, they are there. Oyster.ign images. There's a website. Number 5. Appears to be right there. So number 5 would be right here. Number 6 isn't super far away, just over in this direction. Oh, that one was like right on the money too. You see that? God, imagine having to find all these yourself without a guide. It'd probably drive me crazy. Next one is number 7. Which is located over there on some kind of ice flat thing. Is it around here or was it up there? Oh, that was a different website. Gonna say it's up here is where we're gonna want to be. Yep, so we already got this one. Number 8 is in here. You know, I always tend to like the icy areas, by the way, of Pokemon games. I don't know why. I think I just really like cold areas. I don't really like winter that much, but like, I think going to areas where there is snow that just occurs naturally, like mountains and such. Like, there's something very special and to it, and I think, you know, like, I think there's a certain romance to snow itself. Anyways, next one we're gonna have to like come all the way up here, like where the satchel is. Satchel. Yeah, we're on number 9. I kind of forgot what number we were on. It's 1 in the morning. Anyway, this one we gotta like kind of drop in from up here. Or utilize Stantler. Or Weirdier, my bad. To get up here. So this is where it would be, is on top of this ice. Wisp number 10. Somewhere over here. That's just a Mammoth one. Anyways, it looks like number 10 would be here. And number 11 is located in a cavern that we gotta look for. Which I think I just found. Oh, you're just a regular ghost. You're not a conglomerate ghost. There's two kind of areas here. What interesting ice here. The rock covered with ice. Touching it could make you freeze. I wonder if you're in here, if you can evolve Eevee into Glaceon. Oh, that's Misdreavus. There's a lot of ghosts in here. Jesus. It was fast. Gotta see if I can maybe like back. Alright, that got it. We're out of wing balls. Oh, we went very much the wrong way. We gotta head towards that. Oh, there's more cave in here. Oh, that's a new Pokemon. This is Zorua. Or Zorua. Ow. Zorua is an interesting Pokemon. It focuses on shape-shifting. I imagine I can't. Capture it. But this is Zorua, which I think is also a dark ghost type. Oh no, it's normal ghost. Interesting. This is Hisuian Zorua specifically. Normally, Zorua is, I believe, a pure dark type. But here it has been altered to be a ghost and dark normal type. Sometimes I wish we had more specialty balls in this game. Oh, pretty good catch rate though. Zorua normally has the unique ability that it can shapeshift. I don't know if it can in this game. But speaking of, in here, we have access. Zorua might be a Pokemon I'd consider using as another normal type. I know I said I was kind of like done training party members for now, but like realistically, we do still kind of have one major milestone left where I think I would consider changing up party members quite a bit for the main story. And then there's kind of some other stuff going on. So, you know, it's just nice to have a lot of Pokemon, especially in a game like this. Anyways, that was number 11. Number 12 is Back Above Land. Back above the ground on this, oh, on the icy peak over there. Should be one. But looks like we might have already obtained this one. Ah, it scared me. Number 13 also isn't super far from here. Is up here on what if you remember, slippery icy mountains. It's actually more located over here. Right here. Just south of, just like southeast of Heart's Crag. Number 14 is actually pretty simple. It's located in the Pearl Clan settlement here. Just behind a tent. Doesn't really say which one. But yeah, this quest certainly is interesting. I actually kind of like how this quest is handled because it ties into the lore of the Pokemon. It ties into the lore of a specific Pokemon, rather. This one says it's located by Snow Point Temple. Which I've probably already got this one, honestly. Yeah, I believe it was the one that was right here. Now, the next one is actually in Snow Point Temple. It is past the first puzzle door. So I think I got this one already. Because I'm pretty sure like, we just did this area, so I'm pretty sure I remember. What is that? Oh, that's the thing I was talking about in Snow Point Temple. I know what that is. We'll get to that later. Not in this video, but in a different video. Yeah, this was the one that was in here, so... I'll be back with the next one then, just so that way I can cut a few minutes out of the video. Alright, I marked the next place on our map, and I kind of made the decision that I probably will be trading up Hisui and Zorua as a member of the team here soon. Reason being, I don't actually know how Hisui and Zorua works. So to talk about Hisui and Zorua real quick, because I did kind of gloss over the fact that it's a normal ghost type. Normal ghost type means that it's immune to ghost type moves, meaning that the only... It's immune to ghost type moves, and it's immune to fighting type moves, which are the weaknesses of ghost and fighting, or normal, respectively. Because of this, its only weakness is the dark type, making it kind of similar to a ghost dark Pokemon, where their only weakness is fairy type Pokemon. So I didn't mean to like gloss over that, like that wasn't interesting. It was just I got distracted. But also, normally Zorua has an ability referred to as illusion. Abilities aren't present in this game, and I don't know if Hisuian Zorua still has that ability when you put it into a more traditional Pokemon game. Like, I don't know if you put it into Scarlet and Violet if it has that, because I know you can put the Pokemon into Scarlet and Violet. Unfortunately, I think that the change is permanent, so I think once it's been put into Scarlet and Violet, it can't be brought back. Foothills to the west of a Legacy. So I think it's actually like down here somewhere, maybe. There it is. One more wisp remains. Next on our spot list is number 18, which appears to be up here on Glacier Terrace. So the way that works, that illusion ability works, is it's not like it is different from the imposter ability that Ditto gets. Illusion makes it so that the Pokemon disguises itself as another Pokemon in your party in appearance only, meaning that Zorua still remains as a dark type. Because of this, the illusion ability was actually considered a potential threat to competitive Pokemon for a while. Oh, here's the last one, by the way. Spots 19 and 20 were somewhere around here and here. On the corner of on the sides of Lake Acuity up here. But now we have all 107 wisps stuck in the odd keystone. Which means we need to return to the girl who gave us that, if you remember, all that time ago. Back in, like, one of the very first episodes of this series. Why am I flying back? So I don't know if if Zorua kind of still does illusions in this game, or if it does something different. Ghosts. Number of times you've seen it use Snarl, 40. Great. And we got the exact amount of exact amount of points we actually needed to return to get the rank up. So I think first things first, we need to come back here. Oh, we can't go in that water. Boo. Also, this has been a long video. This video is over 2 hours long. And this video, I think, is actually almost 3 hours long. Vessa. Thanks again for helping me. You've collected 107 wisps so far. Since you've now gathered 5 wisps, here's a little thank you present from me. You get Noble Stone. Oh, you've gathered 10 wisps. You get a rare candy. Oh, 20 wisps. Seed of Mastery. 30 wisps. A Dusk Stone. 40 wisps. An AXP candy at large. 50 wisps. A linking cord. 60 wisps. 5 grit pebbles. 70 wisps. A scrap of Reaper cloth. The Reaper cloth is a cloth imbued with horrifyingly strong spiritual energy. It's loved by a certain Pokemon. This is used to evolve Dusclops into Dusknoir, another normally trade evolution Pokemon you may want to consider using on your party. Oh, you've gathered 80 Pokemon, haven't you? Please take this. 3 more Seeds of Mastery. You've gathered 90 wisps, haven't you? Please take this as well. 2 XP candy is extra large. Candy that is packed with energy. When consumed, it will grant a single Pokemon with a very large amount of experience points. Oh, you've gathered 100 wisps, haven't you? Please take this as well. 3 grit rocks. Raise the effort level or one of a Pokemon's stats. It will only be used if the level has already reached level 9, though. Wow, you've gathered every last one of the wisps. I really can't thank you enough. Now I can finally seal that away. That havoc-wreaking bundle of mischief once more. But we'll need to go to the Shrouded Ruins. That's the only place the sealing will work. We should meet there at the same time of day as when we first met. Hope you remember. A lot of stuff is being sent to our storage. Because my shit is full. Let's give some of this stuff to Maya. Just to get Maya caught up. We don't actually have any Pokemon currently in our party that need the linking cord, so I'm going to be putting it back. The Oval Stone is pretty interesting. It's used to make Happiny evolve into Chansey. Happiny is a baby Pokemon. I've heard baby Pokemon can be rather elusive in this game, by the way. But there we go. But before we go do that, we're going to go talk with Captain Silene real quick. Actually, really quick, I want to check in with you guys. Also, I think this guy is supposed to be related to Volkner. This is Dazzling Rock. Oh, it's a shiny stone. Shiny stone can be used to evolve a few species of Pokemon. I think I actually have merit points now. Yeah, so I can actually get some stuff. Pretty notably, I can actually buy an upgrade now with how many merit points we have. I don't know if I've ever really talked about this, by the way, but the way Pokemon Go started handling Pokemon that evolve with specific items is they just started introducing stones. Specifically the Sinnoh Stone and Unova Stone. But a lot of the Gen 3 and earlier Pokemon... we gotta use the... We gotta go do that thing. Or... Silent, if you have progress to report. We're just not gonna look at our Pokedex. That is our 7th star. We can now use the Gigatsun balls, and all Pokemon obey orders reliably. And we get more generous rewards. And we get the recipe for the Gigatsun balls, which require 1 apricorn, 2 black tumblestones, and 2 iron chunks. Gigatsun balls are the final variant of the heavy ball, being even stronger than they once were before. I also want to talk about how cozy Laventon's lab looks. Does bro have socks on? Or are those gloves? They look like socks to me. I like it to think that Baggin really was just like, hey, I can scam this 15-year-old girl out of... How old was Akari supposed to be again? How old was Akari Pokemon Legends? I was right, like approximately 15. Alright. That's clipping through the fence. Fucking bullshit game. I don't even remember what year this game came out. I was gonna make a joke about it. Looks like my harvest still isn't done. I don't actually know how long it takes for it to work. One criticism about Pokemon Sword and Shield was that time didn't actually flow freely during the main story of the game. But we're going to rest until nighttime. Because now we need to go back to the Crimson Mirelands real quick. Burnett Highlands have a Miss Drevis outbreak. Interesting. One kind of thing I think that bothers me a little bit is you can't just depart to any of your fly spots. You have to specifically go to the camp. One of the 2 unlockable camps in the area. Well, we must come here. I don't remember if we visited here, but there is a larger stone here. Akari, I'm glad you came. Let's get started, shall we? First of all, a confession. I may have told you one teeny tiny lie. About the wisps. There are actually 108 of them. Been holding on to the last one. Could you put it in the odd keystone with the others? But wait, before that, well, Akari, what do you think of me? You're a strange one. Strange one, huh? Yeah, you're right. You really do understand me. Here it goes, the final wisp. After this, the traveler who used that strange magic will find it. You forgive me, right? Close your eyes for a sec, would you? Vesa was the last soul needed to complete the odd keystone the whole time. The odd keystone started glowing. The odd keystone disappeared without a trace. Making you gather all those wisps was my last bit of mischief. Thanks for playing along. Please don't forget about me. You sense the presence of a strange Pokémon. There's some kind of strange aura leaking out of the cracks. Are they really just cracks? This is Spiritomb. Spiritomb is a rare, kind of strange Pokemon. It possesses a very unique type, a pretty unique typing being the Ghost and Dark type, which I think is still only shared between it and one other Pokemon. I could be wrong. I'm actually going to check my international Pokedex app real quick. But previously, this Pokemon was immune to every typing in the game and has been previously used by an Elite Four champion in a different game. I'm not going to spoil who that champion is, but let's just say, in a weird way, we may have crossed paths already. Spiritomb is not a legendary Pokemon. It is typically just portrayed as a one-of-a-kind Pokemon. I think in this game it has a 100% catch rate, by the way. So let's see. Sableye is the other dark ghost. Yeah, it appears that it is still one of only 2 dark ghost Pokemon to exist. This Spiritomb is female. Probably because, well, this Spiritomb was that girl, Vessa. The name Vessa could be a pun on, vessel. But first we're gonna hit this thing with Thunder Wave. And we're going to hit it with Spark. Hitting it with very safely low-powered moves because because you may be saying, oh, you could have just used something like, I don't know. That won't work. I could have just hit it with, like, False Swipe, but actually it won't work because False Swipe is a normal move, so... Ooh, just barely. Ooh, Maya's down. Ooh, who do we send in? I guess you, because you would resist. And let's throw that Ultra Ball. I think from here on out, Spiritomb, I think spawn here normally. So if you kill that one, I don't think it is just the last Spiritomb you can get. Either that or that is a scripted encounter where you just can't kill it. It did look like I probably would have killed it there. But I didn't, so... I want to see my Pokemon. Now that that's over with... we have a pretty obvious nickname to give this. Also, this actually does start with some pretty good IV or effort values. And a pretty decent move set as well, with 4 mastered moves. Obviously, there's only one name that I feel is fitting. Spiritom's Pokedex entry is quite interesting. Specifically, its original Pokedex entry, which I'm going to pull up now on my Pokedex app real quick. So its original Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond states, a Pokemon that was formed by 108 spirits. It is bound to a fissure in an odd keystone. And its Pokemon Pearl entry says it was bound to a fissure in an odd keystone as punishment for its misdeeds 500 years ago. This quest heavily ties into these Pokedex entries. But lastly, there's the Pokemon Platinum Dex entry that I want to read, which is, its constant mischief and misdeeds resulted in it being bound to an odd keystone by a mysterious spell. I think after this, there aren't very many unique there aren't very many unique Pokedex entries for it. But it is interesting because Spiritomb has a 50% gender ratio, despite it being apparently some kind of object Pokemon. It has 2 possible abilities, Pressure and Infiltrator. And doesn't evolve. Most of its Pokedex entries, though, are somewhat just remixes of the information from previous games. However, there are some dex entries that say apparently there are some ill-natured spirits in the mix. Some seem to imply that the Pokemon itself caused this. But its Pokemon Legends Arceus entry says, it lays curses by thinking wicked thoughts. Writings tell that this Pokemon was born out of the assembly of 5 score and 8 malevolent spirits. Very interesting that it kind of gives a specific note that the 8 malevolent spirits are what causes this. These 8 spirits could be represented by the 6 glowing orbs and the eyes on Spiritomb. However, none truly will know. Also, its local number in all versions of the Sinnoh Dex is 108, but here it is 139. I just thought I should mention that. Additionally, outside of Gen 4, outside of the Sinnoh games, it has only ever appeared in Scarlet and Violet as a mainline non-DLC local number, with it appearing in the Crown Tundra as number 47 in its Pokedex. Also, this thing can produce by eggs. It is not in the undiscovered egg group. Furthermore, its base stat total is 485. I don't know if how base stats are affected in this game, but it generally seems to be pretty frail in terms of HP, but actually is kind of an all-rounder Pokemon, having mixed attack and defense stats. With it being slightly more defensive than offensive. It's also not very quick at all. Twice spiced radish says these pickled vegetables prime a Pokemon for battle. The Pokemon takes a hard-hitting stance, which boosts the power of the Pokemon's moves by 50%. I don't know how long these last. I would assume it's for one battle, so if you're having trouble, you may want to keep these on hand. You can craft these by taking 2 sand radishes, 2 crunchy salts, 2 plump beans, and 2 king's leaves. But you get 3 for this quest, and that's the only time when you get it as a quest reward. They cannot be purchased. But I think it's about time we rest up, and I think it's time I put an end to this video. So with that, next time on Pokemon Legends Arceus, I don't really know what to do next. Because whilst we do seem to have quite a bit of, well, we can continue on with the Avalugg West. We do still have quite a bit of stuff to do in terms of completing Pokédex entries and obtaining certain Pokemon. So I think next time we might focus on completing some of these side quests that we've been pushing off, especially since some of them have taken kind of a while. I will put in some effort towards these off screen because some of them are going to require me to have Some of them are going to require me to have specific Pokemon or items, and I'm just going to go and obtain those items. I've shown how you can go about obtaining them, and I'll talk about like where I got them. But I think that you guys really don't just want to watch me run around doing errands really for an entire episode. I mean, that's really what this episode was, but it was more focused on a specific Pokemon, which was kind of why I went over it a lot. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. You should also subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications. Additionally, you should check out the links in the description. Oh, really quick, feel free to leave a comment too. You should check out the links in the description. There's links to my social media pages on Blue Sky and Twitter. There's links to my Twitch page where I live stream occasionally. If you follow there, you should get notifications. And additionally, you should check out the link to my Ko-Fi page. You can become a monthly member there. You can become a Ko-Fi member there, which for $3 a month will get you access to videos early and exclusive content. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.